Here's something almost nobody notices. The airport treats you exactly as well as your bank account says it should. Same terminal, same planes, same destination, and a completely different experience, based on one number you never say out loud. You think you're buying a flight. You're not. You're buying how the airport is allowed to treat you. So let's climb it, one number at a time, from broke all the way to $100 million. Start at zero. Maybe less than zero. At this level, flying isn't really a question you ask. It's the thing other people do. And when you finally do fly, it's the cheapest seat on the worst day. A 5 a.m. departure with 2 layovers because that saved you $40. You show up 3 hours early, not because you're relaxed, because you cannot afford to miss this flight. There's no rebooking money behind you. The security line is long, and you are in all of it. Shoes off, belt off, holding your pants with one hand and your laptop in the other. If they pull you aside for a search, you don't argue. People at this level don't argue with anyone in a uniform. Your bag is 1 pound under the limit because you weighed it twice at home. You didn't pay for a seat, so you get whatever's left. Middle, back row, next to the bathroom. You board dead last. The bins are already full, and your bag rides up front without you. Here's the strange part, though. Nobody is rude to you. The airport isn't cruel when you're broke. It just doesn't see you. You're throughput, a body to be scanned, sorted, and moved. Now you've got a steady job. Call it $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Real economy. You can finally pay for a seat, so you're out of the middle. You pay $35 to check a bag, and $35 more to fly at home. And you've stopped doing that math, because the math just makes you angry. You're in boarding group 5 or 6. You've got the tricks down. A carry-on sized to the exact inch. A charger in your pocket. That little hustle at the gate to grab a bin before they're gone. You still take your shoes off at security, because pre-check is $78 you keep meaning to set up and never do. The gate agent scans your phone and says, "Thank you," without looking up. You're not invisible anymore. You're just ordinary. One of 300. And it's the exact same plane the rich people are on. You just turn right instead of left, and you feel that right turn every single time you walk past the good seats to get to yours. Something changes in the 6 figures, say $100,000. The first thing you do is finally get pre-check, maybe global entry. And the first time you keep your shoes on and walk through the short lane while 100 people fight with their belts, it feels like a cheat code you should have bought years ago. You start paying for the extra few inches. Premium economy, comfort plus, a free drink, an earlier group. It isn't luxury. It's just the absence of a small, daily humiliation. The bag fee stops registering as a fee at all. Your card waives it and throws in a couple of lounge passes a year. And the first time you walk into an airport lounge, free coffee, quiet chairs, a bathroom with no line, you realize something kind of unsettling. This building has entire rooms you were never told about. You'd walked past that frosted glass door 100 times. You just never had the card that opened it. Now push it higher, $250,000 a year. Or you simply fly so much the airline learns your name. You hit silver, then gold. Your name shows up with a little symbol next to it. You board in the first group, before the crowd, while there's still overhead space and air left in the cabin, and you turn left. Business class, a seat that lies flat, a real meal, a person who knows your name and refills your glass before you ask. But the seat isn't the point. Here's the point. When your flight gets canceled, and sooner or later it will, you don't join the line of 200 stranded people. You have a separate desk, a separate number, sometimes an agent who's already rebooked you before you finish the sentence. That's what you're actually paying for up here, not the legroom. You're paying so the airport's problems stop being your problems. The same building that processed you like cargo at $0 now employs people whose entire job is making sure you never feel the friction. Keep going. $1 million and up. Top-tier status. International first class. And here's where the airport starts hiding itself from you, on purpose. You barely see the terminal anymore. At some airports, someone meets you at the curb and walks you through a private security lane. At a few of them, the big Gulf carriers, Lufthansa in Frankfurt, first class has its own separate terminal. You check in at a desk with fresh flowers on it. You wait in a suite, not a gate. And when it's time to fly, nobody calls your group, because there is no group. A car drives you across the tarmac, right up to the stairs of the plane. No crowd, no announcements, no food court smell. You've paid enough that the airport's main job is to make the airport disappear. And then you stop using the terminal at all. This is the part almost nobody sees, because you literally can't. It's on the far side of the field. It's called an FBO, a private terminal, and it might as well be a different planet. You drive your car straight up to a small building, sometimes right up to the aircraft itself. No security line, there's no public to screen. No boarding time, the plane leaves when you get there. You walk maybe 40 feet from your car to the steps. Someone takes your bag, and you don't see it again until it's in your hotel room. A charter, or a fractional share, the NetJets kind of thing, runs a few $1,000s an hour. And at this level, that's just the price of not waking up at 4 in the morning, and not losing a whole day to a layover. The airport that scanned your shoes and lost your luggage? For you, it doesn't exist anymore. Same sky, completely different ground. $100 million. Now you own the plane. Not a seat, not a share. The actual aircraft, with your own tail number painted on the side. There's a pilot on your payroll. A hangar on a lease. You send one text, and a few hours later, the jet is fueled and waiting, wherever you happen to be. You don't pack the night before. You don't think about the weather, or connections, or whether you'll make the meeting. The plane waits for you, never the other way around. And here's the quiet irony at the very top. The airport stopped being a place you pass through. To the people who run it, you became a reason it exists. Your landing fees, your hangar rent, your fuel. That's their revenue now. The same system that treated a broke 22-year-old like a body on a conveyor belt will reorganize its schedule around one person at the top. You didn't beat the airport. You just bought your way to the best seat in the exact same building. So that's the whole climb. One airport, 8 different planets, and the only thing that carried you between them was a number. But here's what I keep coming back to. Almost none of this is really about comfort. The flat seat is nice, sure. What every level above economy is actually selling is the same single thing. Distance from friction. The power to not be at the mercy of the building. When you're broke, the airport happens to you. At 100 million, it happens for you. And most people spend their entire lives somewhere in the middle, paying $35 for a bag, turning right, never totally sure which direction they're actually heading. If this made you look at your next boarding pass a little differently, stick around. There's a whole series on the quiet ways the world sorts you by a number you never agreed to.